Hello everyone, a very good evening to all of you. Myself Vishakha Rao, I am from Sales and Marketing team. With me there is Mr. Parth, who is a part of our support team. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for taking the time out for being part of this webinar. My goal today is to provide you with some basic information about our product and along with that, how a network monitoring tool can help your business in a positive way. Firstly, I'd also like to bring this to your notice, but you must have probably already noticed that you all are in mute mode. But well, that is just to avoid disturbance. If you have any questions, any queries, please feel free to ask. So you can ask the questions through the chat box, which is usually on the right-hand side of GoToWebinar panel. We'll be recording this session, and the recording and the presentation of this particular webinar will be shared with you through emails and will be updated on our YouTube channel as well. Well, I still see a lot of participants are still joining us. In case if you missed out on anything, don't worry, it will get covered. So, well, let's get started. I will try to keep this session as live as possible for you. But before that, we'll have to go through a couple of slides. So the title of our webinar today is Why Your Business Needs a Unified Approach for Network Monitoring. Well, I'd like to leave this question to you. I hope right after this session, you'll be able to answer it yourself. So the agenda for today's webinar. We'll be going ahead with the business benefits, how a unified network monitoring tool can help your business. We'll be covering network monitoring, flow management, log management, and how Motadata integrates with third-party applications. So right after the demo and presentation, we'll be covering all the questions that you have. Presenters for today's session is myself, Vishakha, and Mr. Parth. So to begin with, I'd like to give you a brief introduction. So our company was founded in the year 2010. Since past 7 years, we have introduced two products, that is Minder and Motadata. The current version that is running right now is Motadata 6.9. Motadata has gone through 3 different versions. So this is the latest one. Our customers include Adani, CRISIL, Electcore, Sterlite Tech, and many more. So the main topic of today's webinar, the business benefits of a unified monitoring tool. Enterprises today of any size, be it small, medium, or large, they all are a subject to random downtime and performance degradation that have a tremendous impact on the quality of the end user experience in the workspace. But to facilitate smoother operations of complex IT architectures, companies need a comprehensive network monitoring solution that can ensure that everything stays in balance along with optimal functionality. Well, a network monitoring solution not only helps you save time and resources, but it will also help you reduce the data center overhead, and it will also ensure the availability of your network at all times. So now I'll cover the first topic, that is optimized performance. As IT infrastructures become widely dispersed, so fulfilling SLA requirements becomes a challenge. So the constantly growing need to support more and more operations is making it mandatory to employ in a network monitoring management software which can proactively analyze your performance issues in real time. The second point, that is improve asset utilization. Increasing number of wireless devices has made it really difficult to handle IP-enabled endpoints in your BYOD environment. This makes it imperative for any IT admin to keep constant tabs on what is connected to their infrastructure, and also to check if the existing framework is fully equipped to handle the fluctuations that is caused by their mobile devices. So, the third most important point, that is successfully implement new technology. A good network performance monitoring tool makes it easy to identify, troubleshoot, and resolve problems before they can actually affect your critical business processes. It facilitates timely planning of vital maintenance, windows, and bandwidth allocation for improved quality of service. So definitely with the help of a network monitoring tool, you can stay ahead of your outages. But what actually causes IT outages? It might be a human error. It might be because of configuration issues, and environmental factors can also contribute. So implementing a network monitoring tool is one of the basic and the most simplest ways to prevent these outages from happening in the first place itself. So network monitoring gives you the visibility that you actually need to stay one step ahead of potential issues. By showing you live network performance data in an easy-to-read interface, network monitoring software helps you identify outages that can cause bottlenecks. So I'm sure you must have got the idea that using a network monitoring tool will help you fix issues faster. So in a down situation, time is money. So obviously it's the most beneficial way. You can gain immediate return on investment, because if any IT team member has joined us, so they must be aware of the fact that they will be able to relate it, that they are heavily loaded with work and they have to deal with increasingly complex projects, often without ideal time, staff, or budgets needed to complete them. The right network monitoring tool can deliver immediate ROI without the need to manually dig into performance, and staff have time back in the day to work on more important metrics that matter the most. So, what's the current scenario right now? Existing IT tools lack holistic visibility. If we talk about any monitoring tool in the market, so they have different modules for different features. So be it network monitoring, server monitoring, database monitoring, cloud monitoring, security, or log management. Let's say if you want to go ahead, you want to have NMS and log management, you will have to purchase two different modules of that particular tool, which will eventually add on to the cost. That is, it leads to higher TCO. So since the information is scattered, you will have limited visibility over your complete infrastructure. You do not have an eagle's eye view. So you will not be able to correlate between your different metrics. So because of one metric, let's say, what's affecting the other node, because everything is interconnected in your network. So since you do not have a holistic visibility, it will lead to information silos. And of course, multiple tools are difficult to manage. So now I'd like to introduce our product, that is Motadata. Motadata is the only IT analytics platform that is designed for speed at scale with context. What our customers really like about us is that our product is really affordable, it's pocket friendly. So, and we have analyzed 1+ billion events in less than 10 seconds on a single server. We do not compress your raw log data, and there is no actual limit on your data retention. So what is correlation exactly? So since in our platform, there are 3 things in one single tool, that is metrics, flow, and log data. So you will be able to correlate your important metrics, and you can also focus on what matters the most, rather than getting sidetracked by the symptoms. So if you look at your network metric in context of other applications or loads, or you can analyze the log patterns. So with the help of that, you can find out the severe usage trend or some repetitive problem if that's happening, you will be able to find out that. Motadata can integrate with third-party applications, like I mentioned earlier, so which includes Slack, Apache, Oracle, Active Directory, Hyper-V, Cisco, CyberRoam, and much more. It has seamless integration with your third-party applications. Motadata's Power-Packed Analytics. So what we do is we collect your metrics and log data. We discover it, we collect it through our passwords. We will monitor it and manage it for you. You can track the performances, how things are going in your network. So later on, with the help of Motadata's customizable dashboards and widgets, you will be able to visualize your data. With the help of Motadata's Apache Leucine technology, which we have implemented in search, you can search the things that matter the most at the moment. You can visualize, correlate, and investigate the issues. So in the end, once you have correlated and investigated the issues and the bottlenecks, you can, of course, resolve the issues. So like I mentioned earlier, Motadata is one platform for all your events, be it network monitoring, log management, or flow analytics, be it anything. It has everything in one single platform. So you can go proactive, take corrective actions before it takes on your environment and it costs you. Well, moving ahead with log management. In Motadata, what we do is we keep all your log data in a centralized repository. So what happens is, since it's in a single repository, in a centralized location, you will be able to correlate your logs with the help of predefined rules. You can also find patterns in the collected logs. We can collect the logs, we can correlate the logs from any device, any server, any application. And we also support agent-based and agentless log forwarding. So with the help of Motadata's log management, you can achieve complete compliance reporting and meet your SLA requirements. In Motadata's monitoring, we support native protocols. So you can gather the data from your network devices through SNMP protocols for in case of your databases like MySQL, MSSQL, or Oracle, you can gather the data through JDBC. Or let's say in case of Active Directory and Windows, you can gather it through PowerShell. So we support multi-vendor devices and applications. Like I mentioned earlier again, Motadata is about all events in one platform. You get everything in one single dashboard. So you can visualize and monitor the things that matter the most at the moment. And Motadata has a feature called root cause analysis. With the help of that, you can troubleshoot faster and you can get the context of the issue, like what is the detailed information of the issue, so that you can fix the issue faster. You can correlate the data. So with the help of correlation, you will be able to find out the hidden insights. And of course, you can integrate with third-party applications. Flow analytics. Well, all of us have this doubt that what is slowing my network down. So who is consuming the most bandwidth? Who is the bandwidth bandit in my organization? We always want to find out if we are clueless. So why are there sudden spikes in my network? So to find out all of that, flow analytics is the answer to all those questions. You can capture all the conversations. You can also find out what is the bandwidth used per user. You can also find out in the Mbps. You can find out, you'll get exact metrics. And you can get deep insights into your bandwidth usage. You'll get unified visibility from your end-to-end user. Of course, you can detect applications with higher bandwidth usage. So this will help you optimize your network performance. So, well, Motadata is all about 360-degree visibility over the IT infrastructure, because nothing's worse than getting a call that the network is down. Too often, IT lacks the visibility they need to get ahead of performance issues, which means you're in the dark until a user or customer calls to complain. Once an outage happens, the clock is ticking, and the longer it takes to resolve, the more it costs you. Well, it might cost you in terms of time, or in terms of loss of productivity, or end user satisfaction. The routers, switches, virtual servers, wireless devices, and applications of all kinds need 24/7 network monitoring. Keeping tabs on all your critical network technology means that you can spot and fix issues faster before they get worse. The Motadata covers network monitoring, database monitoring, virtualization, URL, cloud, server, logs, network flow, services, container, everything. So in all, you get 360-degree visibility over your complete IT infrastructure. So now Mr. Parth from our support team, he will be demonstrating Motadata live, and now I'd like to hand over to him. Parth, could you please?
All right, sure. Thank you, Vishakha, for giving us overview and for all the features of Motadata. Now, I'll be taking this demo on our cloud environment. First of all, I would like to thank you, all of you, for giving us opportunity. My name is Parth Chandarana. I'm part of Motadata team as a network and support administrator. I'm very keen to present Motadata, how it can value your business. So first question comes to your mind, why Motadata should be used for analyzing this machine data? Because no matter what business you are running, your organization is generating massive amount of data which has a lot of values. The Motadata can process this machine data and get the valuable insights out of it. Now, I'll just take you to one of my server which is being in production right now. So this is a Windows server where I'm hosting my domain. You can see all of the details related to this server, just like the IP address, the system name, it could be the processor and the OS pack version, everything. And you can also see the uptime as well. You can see the today's availability. If the server goes down, you will directly get an email or SMS action on the top of that. And you can also see all of the metrics which matters to run the server, just like the CPU, disk, and memory. But not only the CPU, memory, and disk is being monitored, you can also identify in a deep level, if your CPU goes high, you can identify what is the part is taking your CPU on a higher level. It could be the context per switches, interrupts per second, running processes, and the threads. Also, if you want to see which process is taking over your CPU, so if you just see, Motadata can seamlessly monitor all the processes and give you top 5 processes by the CPU. So I'm able to identify which all processes are taking over the CPU and which are all the processes taking over the memory as well. Apart from this, there is also service monitoring. So all of the service which hosts your application, it could be your production application. So if any of the service goes down or anyone from your team or other team has taken the service down, you can directly get an alert on that and you can get a report out of it. Also, if you see, there are different colors you are able to see on the screen right now, which is red, then orange, green. So all of the colors that indicate the severity of all the parameters that you have set, or it could be all the thresholds that you have set on different parameters. So this red color indicates for the critical event happen on the server, and this orange color presents the warning alerts on your server. If you wanted to identify currently what is in a warning state going right now, so you can see network output queue length has increased, and if you click on the red button, you'll be able to identify what all 4 alerts have been triggered so far as it could be critical for you. So you can identify this all of the problems going on your server so easily. Now, if you see that there is one more button which is like showing in critical right now, this button we call as an RCA button. It gives you the root cause analysis. So these are all the components which I have set alert on it. So if you see some of the components are in a green color, so that means they're in a good state right now. But if you see some of the components are in different colors, that's like a red color, or it could be the orange color. So if you just click on it, once you click on it, it will just take you to the drill down. And if you see in a disk, in one of the disks, which is UDEV, the disk queue length have got increased with value 4. So this could be the critical event for me. So getting the problem identified automatically happen on Motadata, so that you don't have to waste your time to identify the problem. Motadata can seamlessly tell you like what is problem going on your server. Also, if you see all of the monitoring alerts side by side, just like these are all the parameters which I have set alert on it. And I can see this is the last 24 hours of health trend of each and every alert. So I can see this particular switches per second, it is going in a critical state since last 24 hours. I can just click on it and I can find out all the alerts happening. I can also understand what could be the correlated metrics to this alert. So I can see like running processes are 96 right now and there are 53 threads are running. This can cause switches per second on a higher level, which is value right now is 721,261. So this is how you can easily correlate with all of the alerts happening on your server. So this is one example of the Windows server. It works in the same way with the Linux server and all other servers. Also, I would like to give you one more example of switch. In terms of network monitoring, we have one switch in a demo. I would like to showcase like in a switch, we are able to pull all this detail, or we are able to monitor all this detail using SNMP. You can see all of the switch related details, just like the IP address, the system OID, particularly system description. This is the Cisco proprietary switch, the C2960. I can see the CPU of my switch is right now going in 88%. This could be the warning for me. You can also see the memory and the packet loss is okay right now. And you can also identify the RTT. So in terms of network, the latency does matter the most. You are able to identify like how much latency from Motadata server the switch is getting. Also, you are seeing the alerts on a real time. In this hour, we don't have any alert, but in the previous hour, we were having like switch CPU utilization have been triggered 2 times. There was one with value 99 and 92. In the same way, you are able to also identify all of the interface detail of the switch. You are able to see like all of the up and down interfaces at the same time. Also, you are able to see all of the up interfaces and their in and out traffic usage. And you can also get the report out of it by clicking on the interface. It will directly take you, it will drill down to the interface and give you all of the usage of it. Just like I am seeing one of the interface, which is GI012, and I can see the last 24 hours of data of the interface. So this much data has been, so far this interface has processed. You can also set different kind of alert if the interface goes down or the interface utilization gets on a higher state. You can get an alert on that. On the top of that, this kind of reports can be easily downloaded in a PDF, or you can also schedule this kind of reports onto your email. So whenever you come to the office, you will get to know like what happened last night. You can also export as a PDF and Excel in both the formats. In the same way, we monitor all of the components, just like the server, any of the network device. We also monitor all the databases. We can also monitor all of the applications. So I would like to just show you one more thing, which is the Motadata apps. So I would like to tell you like Motadata, it is totally a plugin driven architecture, where you can just go ahead, install a plugin and to start monitoring that application, or it could be any of your component of a network. So here, when you install Motadata, with Motadata, you are getting around 40 apps out of the box. And apart from this, we have more than 100 apps available in the market. And we can develop all the apps on the customer need. Now, if you see, I have all kind of apps already available, which is kind of a basic requirement in terms of monitoring. It could be any of the network device like the switch, router, firewall, load balancer. It could be any of the server like Windows and Linux. It could be any virtualization, just like Hyper-V, Citrix, or any VMware, KVM. Also, there are a lot of web servers just like IIS, there are Apache, Tomcat, Nginx. And there are also databases like Oracle, or it could be MS SQL, MySQL, then PostgreSQL. All of the database and everything can get monitored easily. So all of these plugins get installed. This is like just like if you want to monitor something new in the future, all you need to do is just install the app and it will start monitoring. So I guess this was all about the monitoring. Now I'm going to navigate to another feature, which is flow monitoring. So Motadata does support flow monitoring. Flow monitoring is basically traffic analysis. Flow can, any of the network device, it can send us the flow data, and all the flow data will have all the information related to the source and destination IP and that traffic. So it becomes easy to do the traffic analysis and find out like how much bandwidth is getting consumed on which level. For example, I would like to say like Cisco have the netting protocols just like NetFlow version 5 and 9. Other devices, they also support SFlow, JFlow, IPFlow. We have all the plugins already available. So I'm having currently SFlow from one of my FortiGate device. So I'm going to showcase one of the visualization, which is application to application visualization. That you will be able to understand what kind of traffic is going in and out from your network. So as you can see, there are a lot of kind of traffic, and mostly the HTTP and HTTPS is being used. If you want to see what kind of HTTP and HTTPS traffic is going in the network, you can easily click on it, and it will drill down to the raw level data of a flow. So from here, it is become easy to identify who is consuming the most bandwidth on HTTPS. So you have the top 10 sources and top 10 destinations and IP addresses. You can also have a trend of HTTPS data processing through the firewall. In the same way, you can also identify which all protocols are being used, mostly like TCP and the UDP. I have TCP most in my network. Also, you find the top 10 conversation from which IP to IP traffic, like how much it goes, like 580 MB I can see right now. These are all top 10 conversations. Apart from that, you can also see the raw level data. So Flow does provide all the details, just like source IP, destination IP, like source protocol, destination protocol. It could be the source port, destination port, and the volume has been consumed so far. So all of this becomes so easy on the fingertips by drill down in a flow analysis. Also, I would like to show you that apart from identifying application to application traffic, you can also find out all of the top 10 details, just like top 10 source by the traffic, top 10 destinations by the traffic. You can also find out top 10 application by the traffic. All of this kind of details can be easily extracted from Motadata. This kind of visualizations provide you easy view on your application and on your HTTP and HTTPS traffic. This works with the same way with any of the network devices who support NetFlow, SFlow, JFlow, or any of the flow. This is one more example of the visualization I would like to showcase is the Google Map API. Like we can draw the data on Google Map as well by help of Google Map API. So where in flow, we are receiving this kind of data where the traffic is going in which longitude and latitude. So with the help of that, we are able to showcase everything on Google Map as well. How many requests, how much requests we are getting or we are serving all over the world. Okay, so from now, I would like to move on to the next topic. One more thing in a flow I would like to say is one of our customers, they were facing a constant problem in their bandwidth. It's like they find unusual spike in their network in the working hours. So they couldn't able to find out who's talking about the bandwidth and making the network slow. So at that time, Motadata was able to pinpoint that one of the Oracle database was transferring the huge amount of data to the other side. For that reason, the bandwidth was being consumed so far. So they are able to, manage that kind of problems of the bandwidth usage. Now I would like to move forward to the log management. We'll give you a brief idea on the log management as well and how this is happening in Motadata. So now, why this data analysis is needed? Because many of the problem in your network, they have hidden solution in this data. So if you do the log analysis and flow analysis, you will able to identify a lot of problems. Just like one of the Apache log, I would like to give an example on that. Like we are able to find out the detail from the Apache web server, how many sources are getting 4-cross error throughout the day. So if you see on the IP, all of the IP address, how many times they have received 4-cross error on the Apache web server. These are all the IP address and top URLs are getting 404 error on Apache. Motadata can seamlessly draw this kind of visualizations where understanding of the data becomes more easier. Another thing that Apache also provides this kind of detail with the longitude and latitude, so we can also draw the same data over the Google Map, where you can showcase how many number of requests which is getting 4-cross in all of the countries and all of the cities. As you can see, apart from that, we have a 14H firewall in our network where we used to check all the logs and have a lot of alerts on this kind of logs, where it provides all the details. I just wanted to see which all users have access VPN today. I can see that 2 users have accessed the VPN from which remote IP address and have consumed how much of bandwidth over the VPN. Also, if you want to see about all the logs related security authentication, you will be able to identify all the success and failed logins. So you can directly get alerted on it, like which all users are getting failed. If I want to see the failed login, it is so easy to drill down. I can just click on the drill down button and it will take me to the raw log. I can see there were one user have done the failed login. The reason was password was invalid. So this kind of logs and can be easily identify and point out where it becomes a security threat as well into your network. Apart from this, we have so many log patterns that we understand out of the box. There are Apache, there are Cisco, syslog, any of the network device can forward this kind of log. So we can easily identify the security threats out of it, give you the reason why the system got failed, and it can help you to improve the performance of any of the system. Apart from this monitoring and analyzing the data, we have very good function with the alert stream. I would like to showcase all the alert stream right now. Where alert stream can showcase all the alerts which are being triggered right now into your infrastructure, and when this was first seen at what time, and when this happened. Like this has happened 4 minutes ago only. So this is very useful in a lot of knock and a lot of our customer why they love this. It is because if multiple people are looking into the NMS on the same infrastructure, they can communicate on each and every alert. For an example, if I am the person who is taking care of this IO bottleneck on my Windows server, so I can just leave a comment. It's like I'm working on it right now. When I find out the problem and when I fix the problem, I can manually clear this alert and I can claim it also. These are all different type of view of the alerts. You can also filter this kind of alerts by the source host. You can also do the tagging on the servers or on the alerts. You can find out by the severity. If you just want to see particular severity, it's like only it's critical, you can also do that. Apart from this monitoring and log and flow alert, we can also draw the topology. Whereas I would like to showcase the topology that we have right now in our network. So this topology is also providing an entire view of your network by the color coding. If you see something in a red color, so something critical is going into the server, or it could be the router, firewall, or switches. So if you want to see what is going critical right now, you can just easily click on it. You will be navigated to all of the group of servers which is in the group, and on the top of that you will be able to identify only these two servers are having critical alerts and others are good in a good state right now. So if you want to understand what are the critical alerts, you can easily click on it and you can find out all the alerts. Also, you can just click on the alert and find out this kind of different visualizations, since how long this alert is being triggered, when the severity got changed, or how many warning, major and critical alert on the same KPI has been generated so far. Also, we have a good home screen. These are some of the default dashboard we can say which comes with Motadata, where it will provide you like 360-degree or eagle-eye view of your complete infrastructure. Then I can see there are total 37 monitors I have added under monitoring. All are up and running right now. I can see all of the infrastructure health right now, which is like showing one unreachable. I can click on it. I can find out something unreachable in my firewall. I can click on the critical. It will list down all the servers who are in critical state right now. Also, you can find out some core metrics like the CPU, the memory, and disk. By understanding all this kind of performance metric, you can also do the capacity planning on the disk, or if you want to upgrade your server with the CPUs, you can also do that. Also in the log, we have the search functionality where you are able to search the raw data. For an example, I can query like from last 15 minutes. If I'm getting any kind of logs, it will directly list down here. I can see the raw level data here as well. And if I wanted to search something just like this particular username, I can just copy and paste it and I can search it. Now it will list down all the logs which have this kind of context. So searching becomes more easier and you can play around all of the infrastructure logs. So this was all about Motadata, where if you have any questions, you can ask.
So please feel free to ask all of your questions through the chat box window, which is on the right hand side of GoToWebinar panel. Okay, so I see one question. It's related to our pricing. So our pricing model is based on, for NMS, it's based on the number of devices that are there in your network. And for log and flow management, it depends on the amount of log data, the GB per week that has to be processed. So it's based on that. Our licenses are of two types, that is annual and perpetual.
Okay, now I can see one more question that is coming in, like how can we install Motadata? Alright, so it becomes so easier to install Motadata. The links are available on our website, where we are providing a complete ISO, which can be imported in any bare metal or any virtualization or any of the server. And the ISO contain all the dependency and all of the package. Also, the installation guide is available on our website. You can just follow this, and it is very easy to install.
Okay. So I think that would be all. We are done with all the questions. If you have any further questions, please feel free to ask us. You can reach us through info@motadata.com. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank you all for again taking the time out for this webinar. We hope this session was informational for you. So thank you everyone. Have a very good evening.